Our next speaker needs no introduction. Everybody knows Mattress Mac. He is so well known for his humanitarian efforts, for his philanthropic spirit, and for his ability to reach out to those in need. We're grateful that he's hosting these giving machines. Thank you, Mac. Thank you. If there's anybody who walks the walk, it's Mac. We've asked him to offer a few words, and then we'll wrap up.
Thanks very much. We're honored to have everybody here today at 6006 I-45 North between Tidwell and Parker. This is my general manager, Bryson, standing next to me. How old are you, Bryce?
I am 11 years old.
How old were you when you started working at Gallery Furniture?
8 and 9.
He was 8.5, 9. We'll call it 9. And he does a great job here. You know, I thought about this morning when I put on this A&M cap, gig 'em, that I'd get a bunch of grief, so I got my UT thing on too. And then with all these Mormons out here, they said, "Where's your BYU hat?" But we are thrilled to have the Light the World Giving Machines kicking off this holiday season right here at Gallery Furniture. And you know, John Paul II said the essence of living is giving. He said the essence of living is giving, and after all, this is the Thanksgiving season. Somebody asked how I learned to be a giver. My father was a giver his whole life. My father gave when he had no money to give. I distinctly remember playing Little League Baseball, and my father sponsored all the teams. And I remember one of those parents saying, "The only reason you sponsor the teams because your boys play." He said, "No, I'm here for all the young men and women," and that's who he was. I distinctly remember my father founded the first Catholic high school in Dallas, in East Dallas, many years ago in 1963. And in the first graduating class, he helped this guy get a scholarship to play football at Dartmouth University. This guy was 2 years older than I was. So he went up to Dartmouth University for his freshman year and did real well. Then he came home for Christmas break, and he didn't have any money to get back to Dartmouth. And he was going to forfeit this incredible 4-year fully paid Ivy League education. My father put him in the car and drove him up to Dartmouth College. That's who my father was. He taught me that the essence of living is giving. And so, for 43 years, we've been out here, right here on the North Freeway. And quite often I've seen the desolation and the hopelessness of many of the people coming here wanting us to help them get funds or get money. The average income of a 5-mile radius of this store, the average household income is $25,000. So many years ago during the pandemic, we decided we would do something about it. And I got involved with a friend of mine named Mike Feinberg, who's a famous educator. And we built a trade school right here. Right there we teach plumbing, we teach electrical, we teach welding, we teach HVAC, we teach all sorts of skilled trades to people. It costs them nothing. And we also have a high school right over here called Premier High School, where we teach children to help them get their high school degree age 16 to 20. And then we have another special class for people getting a high school degree 20 to 50 years old. So we're very involved in the community trying to give these people a helping hand so they can have a productive life. Bryson, you tell everybody what you do here.
I do a little bit of everything, but mostly I make popcorn, I bake cookies, and I help Mr. Mac.
And what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to own my own furniture store.
You want to own your own furniture store? You put me out of business.
Well, I just might, but I'm going to try not to.
All right. He's going to try not to. Bryson he started working here when he was 9 years old. Bryson lives in some apartments up the street about 4 or 5 miles. And after Jocelyn Ungary was killed about a half mile from his home, he's been afraid to go out of the apartment. Isn't that right? So Bryson doesn't have a whole lot of community or family. His grandmother He lives with his grandmother. She's a saint, right? She's a wonderful woman, but other than that, he's kind of on his own. So we have adopted Bryson here at Gallery Furniture, and he is now one of us, and he is learning how to work. He's learning how to study. He's learning how to, what did Mr. Feinberg tell you about in school?
He told me that if I be good to the teacher, then the teacher will not be mean.
He told him if he's good to the teacher would not be mean. That's a good idea, isn't it? Does it work?
It did work.
It's continuing to work. So, you know, part of giving is making the community a better place in which we live, work, and play. And what we're dedicated to do at Gallery Furniture is teach people the joy of work. I firmly believe that work is life's greatest therapy. And I think when you find a job you love to do, you never have to work a day in your life. Work brings purpose and meaning to life. And too many people in this country are without the joy of work. And by showing them the greatness of the Mormon Church and the greatness of these giving machines, we show people that life is not all about just me, me, me. It's about you, you, you. So I think it's a great thing that the Mormon Church is doing. I went up there to buy one of these cards the other day, and I thought I was going to get a bag of Cheetos, and half of the proceeds were going to go to the people in need. And I was amazed at the thoughtful gifts in there. 100% of the money goes to the recipients. That's all because of the incredible efforts of the people in the Mormon Church and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to make the world a better place. So let's give a big round of applause for the church here. And you know what I've learned in my life, that the more you give, the more you get. And I've also learned in my life that when you give, other people start to give beside you. When people see people doing good, they tend to mimic it. Isn't that right, Bryson? It is. And just like Bryson being up here has definitely changed his life and changed his work habits, especially in math, right? Yes, sir. Fractions. But it's changed his life and changed his work habits. And so when we do good, we make the world a better place. So I'm thrilled to be part of Light the World Giving Machines kickoff today here in Houston during this incredible Thanksgiving season. Nobody does it better than the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We hope to help sell a bunch of those tickets in there. And Bryson, in a minute, I want you to go buy the most expensive thing in that machine. Thanks very much.